You probably have heard hundreds of rogue deck options that everyone's talking about, but you probably haven't heard of these hot takes. Hello YouTube, RM Games here, certified rogue duelist. I've played rogue my whole life and I can't even remember when the last time was when I touched a meta-relevant deck in a certain format. And I started the game in the OCG land, and now I'm starting to transition here in the West in the TCG land. But don't get me wrong, I love Maxi. And I am here with you today to tell you why and how these rogue decks are gonna be good entering the Justice Hunters format. Alright guys, now here are 5 rogue decks that I believe is gonna catch your opponent off guard entering Justice Hunters format. And before we reach the top spot in this rogue tier list, I'm gonna be showing you some honorable mentions that you can consider into this format. So make sure you stick around. And now coming in hot at the number 5 spot, plants. The plant link strategy has been under the radar since the Mulcharmy cards has been introduced here in the TCG land. And the household name that is known to pilot this deck in a very high level, if not the highest level one might argue, is no other than the Sunseed Queen herself, Jessica Robinson. And just recently, she uploaded this video which intrigued my plantito heart. And after the acceptance of the fact that there's nothing we can do with full hollows and the other of the chummy cards, but play around it, we are back again in comboing with plants. In Jessica's latest plant deck update, she showcased the inclusion of the Mitsurugi archetype. The Mitsurugi strategy really solidified Jessica's theory in this plant-based deck, showing a promising performance when it comes to grinding and consistent combo lines. She also took the advantage of a few Trap Tricks card, Trap Tricks Rafflesia to mention, which we can consistently take advantage of in using her effect to copy the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. This play will isolate you from hand traps down your combo, and in theory, it really is a solid showing with this new update of Jessica. So kudos to the Sunseed Queen. We hope to see you in the top tables performing with this deck. And if you want to check her video, it was pretty detailed. I'm going to drop a link below so you can just jump into her channel. And me myself, as someone who enjoys the plant strategy, I'm actually cooking a prototype right now for my own version of the plant deck. If you want to see my version of the deck, just drop a comment down below, and in the future videos, I can tackle with that strategy and showcase it to you. So that's in the number 5 spot. Thank you, Jess. Now at number 4, Melodious. I'm telling you guys, Elegy and Arya can win you games. Now we know Coder has been dedicated to this strategy for quite some time, and he's been really good at it. Also, the Melodious strategy have seen plays in past big events, which says a lot about this strategy. The deck is pretty consistent. It can play around the Biru. It has 1-card combo lines, and with Malice starting to shy away from that pie chart, I guess Shuberta's effect is going to be good entering Justice Hunters. And this deck can also play in a hand trap approach, a board breaker approach, or heck even a floodgates approach, being all monsters are fairy types. Having to play Rivalry of Warlords entering the VS format is going to be great. Now if you haven't seen my Melodious deck profile on this channel, fret not, because I'm going to be updating that version. I'm cooking this particular variant where I add the Odd Ice Dragons in the combo, giving us more negates and more utilities. So drop in the comment section if you want to see that video in the future. But yeah, the Melodious strategy is a solid choice to catch your opponent off guard. Now before we get to the rest of this rogue list, if you're into what you're seeing in this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I know most of you haven't subscribed yet, and it will really help the channel to grow. And if you want to be up to date with my videos, hit that notification bell to be in the loop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now at the number 3 spot, it's Unchained. If you've known me even before this era where I'm talking to the camera, you know that I love Unchained. This strategy has brought me to places, won me plaques, trophies, top tables, and if there's a deck where I know I'm confident with, it's Unchained. I've played this deck even before Sarama got printed, and now here in the TCG land, with the TCG exclusive indirect support, The Mutiny in the Sky engine will help this deck gain more interruption and protection. And with the addition of Woe, we have additional protection, we have 1-card combo tour guidelines, we still have the Wave King Caesar summon negate, and speaking of Caesar, this deck can still play around Nibiru pretty well. I'm telling you guys, if a rogue deck falls into the hands of a really good pilot, that's a formula for W. And I am a living proof of that. Back then, when I shocked my locals by winning it all during the tier format, yes, before they got hit by the ban list, I won it all with Unchained, having tier elements and caster in the format. It's crazy. You just need to get the right recipe and the right sequence of play in the game, and you're up for wonders. Now, if you don't believe me, I don't blame you. But if you want, I can make a video reliving that moment where Unchained is king. But yeah, that's Unchained in the number 3 spot. Entering number 2, we have Branded, or the Branded Despia strategy. This strategy is really solid because of this card. Being able to play Super Polymerization in the main deck is one of the edge you can have as a rogue player. And Branded actually has been here and there no matter what format it is since it got printed. It's a pretty good deck, it's really consistent, and even with Branded at 1, while I was personally playing it, 1 Branded isn't that much of an issue. It's not the best, but at least we have 1. Branded has the ability to grind. It has no problem playing board breakers in the main. And with the addition of Dragon Tail in Justice Hunters, having a branded variant with Dragon Tail is actually very good. I know Dragon Tail was one of the decks that could be a meta-relevant deck, but I just want to put it out there. Now, I am also a huge fan of this deck. I initially fell in love with this archetype solely because of its good story. Now, being a rogue player is weird. We have these weird reasons why we actually like a certain deck. And for me, it's actually the lore and or the story of the archetype that hooks me into liking that deck even before playing the actual deck. Now, I'm not sure if it's only me, but that is a thing. And having that said, I'm actually planning to give you an update with my Branded deck. I'm actually into the summon lock right now in the form of Ido, but I'm still trying to perfect the ratios. And if you want, there are 2 Yugi tubers that are really good. I consider them pros in playing the Branded strategy. You probably heard of them, Galzo and Metagame GX. They are geniuses, and make sure to follow them if you want to master the deck. And that is Branded in the number 2 spot. Now, as promised, before we get to the top rogue tier in this list, here's some of the honorable mentions in this rogue category. Goblin have value against K9, really good in the grind game. Labyrinth, if you're into the trap decks, Labyrinth just gets better and better with all these stable traps. All these normal traps are very good played with Labyrinth, so that's a good rogue option for the trap enthusiasts. Monarchs actually has this little consistency issue, but nothing to be really concerned about. But the Monarch strategy, when pulled off, auto win. The Regenesis is also a very good mid-range control deck that could grind pretty well. And the Archmage also can do a lot of things and very consistent. Archmage can really do a lot of things and can even go toe-to-toe in the grind game. Again, rogue decks are usually, if not entirely, pilot dependent. So master one deck, master the meta, and see that silver lining where you can just catch your opponent off guard, surprise them, and win the game. And now for the number 1 spot in this rogue tier, Sky Strikers. We have seen quite a number of Sky Striker players in the recent big event, like the qualifiers at Berlin, Indianapolis. Now, Sky Strikers have always been known for their consistency and their ridiculous gas in the grind game. And right now in the Justice Hunters formats, that is still the edge of the deck. In-depth knowledge with this archetype and in-depth knowledge of the whole meta is gonna be your edge in playing against that opponent across the table. And being a Sky Striker player means you have a lot of brain juice, because piloting this deck means knowing all the ins and outs of the utilities that you have in the main deck and the utilities you have in the extra deck, especially with the newer cards, which have really good effects in all these different situations. Just the archetype spells alone, you can dissect a full board, and with a board breaker approach, you can always tailor this deck going second to have more board breakers and just OTK your opponent with linkage. Now, I've personally played a lot of games playing against Sky Striker, and it's really scary when they just start to get off. I have a really good friend back in the OCG who has mastered this art of playing the Sky Striker strategy, and we actually joined an online tournament just recently. And if you want to see some replays, just drop in the comments below and we can cover that match play by play. And that is it, guys, for my top 5 rogue decks entering Justice Hunters format. I hope you enjoyed the video and had some educational realizations in the art of rogue gaming in this game that we love. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you've seen value in this content. And to all the rogue players out there, always remember that our secret weapon is the element of surprise. RM Games, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace and love. Plants. God. Warlords. But yeah, the Melodious strategy. Before we get to the rest of the combo, oh my word. Drop in the comments below and we can cut.